As the summer heat blazes across Los Angeles, so too does the drama inside Forrester Creations and the lives of those entangled in its glamorous yet chaotic orbit. The next 3 weeks of The Bold and the Beautiful promise to deliver heart-stopping confrontations, long-awaited decisions, and an explosive conclusion to one of the most intense storylines of the year, with guns drawn, secrets unraveling, and love triangles crumbling. The stakes have never been higher. From July 7 to July 25th, viewers will witness a shocking series of events that shake the Forrester and Logan families to their very core. Familiar faces will return, unlikely alliances will form, and destinies, once thought sealed, will shift in ways no one could predict. At the heart of this emotional storm stands Brooke Logan, once again at a crossroads. As she prepares for a bold journey overseas, she may not realize how much her choice to travel to Italy will ripple through the lives of those around her. Meanwhile, Taylor Hayes, her longtime rival and sometimes confidant, is on the verge of suffering one of the most heartbreaking blows of her life. Love, loyalty, and regret will crash over her like waves she never saw coming. But before any passports are stamped or hearts are broken, the spotlight is on Luna Nozawa, whose innocence is about to collide with a living nightmare. Her confrontation with Sheila Sharp becomes the catalyst for a dangerous chain of events, one that will leave blood on the floor, sirens in the night, and at least one character not making it out alive. Let's rewind to the beginning of this fatal domino effect. The calm before the chaos. It all begins with a confrontation that was never supposed to happen. Luna, determined to face her past and reclaim her future, finds herself cornered by Sheila in a deserted Forrester guest house. The tension is suffocating, the air electric with unspoken threats. Sheila, ever the predator, taunts Luna, spinning her web of manipulation one last time. Luna, scared but courageous, stands her ground. She's no longer the naive girl who once believed she could control her family's secrets, but in her trembling hands is something far more dangerous than emotion. A gun she found stashed in her late father's belongings. A gun she never meant to use. What follows is a moment of chaos frozen in time. A scream, a struggle, a flash of metal. Then the deafening sound of a gunshot shatters the silence. Sheila drops to the floor. Luna's face drains of color. It wasn't supposed to go this far. But it does. The spiral begins. Before Luna can even process what's happened, Liam Spencer bursts onto the scene, having followed a cryptic voicemail from Luna that hinted she was in trouble. He tries to disarm the situation, reaching out to comfort her, but fate is cruel. A second shot rings out. This time, Liam is hit. Outside, Steffi Forrester, Liam's ex-wife, arrives just in time to hear the gunfire. She races in, but it's too late. There's blood, too much of it. A third gunshot sounds off-screen, and everything fades to black. 3 surgeries, 1 death. The scene cuts to the emergency room at University Hospital. Sirens wail, gurneys roll down sterile white corridors. Panic sets in as 3 patients are rushed into 3 separate operating rooms. Enter Dr. Lee Finnegan, calm but shaken. This isn't just another shift. Her steps are joined by Dr. Grace Buckingham, unusually anxious and increasingly suspicious. And finally, Dr. Bridget Forrester, returning to the canvas just in time to perform one of the most important surgeries of her career. The hospital is in crisis mode. Family members gather in the waiting room. Bill Spencer, stricken with panic, clutches his phone tightly, waiting for news of his son. Steffi, hands shaking, calls Ridge. One of the victims won't make it out alive. But which one? Rumors swirl. Is Sheila finally dead? Did Liam take a fatal hit? Or most heartbreakingly, did Luna pay the ultimate price? Behind hospital doors, a brewing conspiracy. While viewers will be on the edge of their seats about who dies, there's an equally sinister subplot unfolding quietly in the background. Grace Buckingham, once hailed for her medical ethics, begins acting strangely. She insists on overseeing Liam's treatment, even when it means pushing others aside. She argues with Lee, whispers into Bridget's ear, and keeps glancing at a file labeled MRI results, Spencer, Liam. Something isn't right. Insiders whisper that Grace might be manipulating Liam's scans, making it seem like his condition is worsening when it isn't. Why? The answer may lie in her complicated history with her ex-husband, the disgraced Dr. Reese Buckingham, last seen serving time for baby swapping and fraud. Could Grace be trying to bargain for his freedom? Or is she seeking revenge on the Forrester-Spencer dynasty for reasons yet unknown? The fan frenzy and theories. Social media has already exploded with speculation. Fans are divided. Some believe Luna survives but falls into a coma. Others insist she'll be presumed dead, only to return later with amnesia. Sheila's potential death has reignited conversations about her legacy. Can a villain so iconic truly be gone for good? Liam's survival is slightly more assured, as both Scott Clifton, Liam, and Lisa Yamada, Luna, were recently spotted on set filming future scenes scheduled for September. But as The Bold and the Beautiful often reminds us, anything can happen, especially when secrets and medicine collide. An emotional storm is coming. As we close out this chapter of our preview, one thing is certain. The events set in motion by Luna's fateful confrontation will change the lives of everyone in her orbit. Whether she lives or dies, whether Sheila takes her last breath or pulls off another escape, the fallout will ripple for months. Bill will face painful truths. Steffi will relive the trauma of loss. Finn will be forced to question the integrity of his mother and colleagues. And Grace, if she is exposed, might find her career destroyed forever. And yet, all of this is just the beginning. Because across the ocean, in a city of love and betrayal, Brooke Logan is planning a journey that may seal more than one destiny. The scent of antiseptic lingers in the sterile halls of University Hospital, but even that clinical odor cannot mask the fear, the confusion, and the guilt hanging heavy in the air. 3 patients, 3 surgeries, one of them will die. But before we reveal who flatlines under the fluorescent lights of the OR, let's rewind. Let's return to the exact moment Luna Nozawa's trembling finger brushed the trigger. The night it all went wrong, Luna never meant to hurt anyone. The gun in her hand was a precaution, something to make her feel less vulnerable as she confronted the one person who had haunted her mother's past and poisoned so many lives. But confronting Sheila Sharp was never going to be simple. Nothing ever is when it comes to Sheila. Inside the dimly lit cabin, the air was thick with tension. Luna whispering, "You lied to everyone. You manipulated RJ. You nearly destroyed my mom. I won't let you ruin anyone else." Sheila's smirk, the trademark of every villain, widened. "Sheila, you're just a scared little girl playing hero. You think you understand me? You don't know what survival means until you've had to claw your way through life like I have." That's when it happened. The struggle. A flash of movement, a glint of silver, and then bang. Sheila stumbled back, eyes wide with shock, as a crimson stain bloomed across her shoulder. Her knees buckled. She collapsed. Luna dropped the gun, her breath caught. Her hands, bloodied, shaking, reached out, as if to undo what had already been done. Then came Liam, shouting her name, rushing forward. And the second shot. No one knows who pulled the trigger that time. Was it Luna again, accidentally? Was it Sheila in a desperate reflex? Or a third figure, hidden in the shadows? The bullet tore through Liam's side. He crumpled against Luna, his face etched in agony, eyes fluttering shut. And then came the final gunshot. A mystery unfolds. When paramedics arrived minutes later, they found 3 victims, each in varying states of consciousness. Luna was barely breathing, her pulse thready. Liam was unconscious, bleeding out. And Sheila, alive, but just barely, murmuring something about a trap. There was no sign of a 4th person. But a security camera at the property showed a shadowy figure slipping away, possibly female, possibly wearing hospital scrubs. Who was it? No answers yet, but one name keeps surfacing: Grace Buckingham. Grace's secret agenda. In the days following the shooting, Grace has positioned herself at the center of Liam's care. She insists on being his attending physician, citing her familiarity with his case. No one questions her, yet. But Dr. Lee Finnegan is watching. Lee has noticed Grace's erratic behavior, the way she lingers over Liam's chart, the whispered phone calls at odd hours, the scans that don't match Liam's symptoms. When Lee confronts her, Grace is quick to dismiss. Grace, defensive. "I'm doing what's best for the patient. You should focus on Luna." Lee, suspicious. "Don't tell me where to focus. Something's wrong here, and I'm going to find out what." In a locked drawer in her office, Grace hides a USB stick marked RB, Reese Buckingham. Could it be that Grace is working to blackmail the Forrester family into helping her disgraced ex-husband? Or is she under someone else's thumb? Fans remember that Dr. Reese Buckingham once swapped a baby and sold it to pay off gambling debts. Now rumors swirl that he's pulling strings from prison, or worse, already released under false pretenses. Whatever Grace is hiding, it's putting lives at risk. Bill's breakdown, a father's pain. Meanwhile, Bill Spencer is a wreck. He stands outside Liam's ICU room, hands buried in his pockets, eyes dark with unshed tears. Bill softly to himself. You're not allowed to go out like this, son. Not now, not like this. He slips inside the room. Liam is unconscious, machines beeping steadily. Bill leans down, brushes a hand over his son's arm. Bill, you think I don't say it enough. Maybe I don't, but I'm proud of you, even when you screw up, especially then. Tears fall, but Bill doesn't wipe them away. He lets them sit. He lets himself feel. And in that moment, somewhere beneath the haze of sedation, Liam stirs. His fingers twitch. He's alive. The fate of Luna. In the operating room down the hall, Luna's surgery stretches into its third hour. Bridget Forrester, back in Los Angeles after an extended leave, works quietly, but with visible concern. Lee hovers nearby. And in the waiting room, RJ Forrester sits with Poppy Nozawa, who rocks back and forth in her chair, whispering prayers in Japanese. RJ, I should have been there. I should have protected her. Poppy, she's stronger than you know. She's my daughter, and my mother's granddaughter. The irony isn't lost on either of them. Eventually, Bridget steps out. Bridget. We stopped the bleeding. She's stable, for now. But there's swelling. We don't know if there's urological damage. Relief washes over RJ and Poppy, but it's short-lived. Luna may survive, but she may never be the same. And what's worse is that someone seems determined to silence her. Sheila's final act? Sheila, defiant even in a hospital gown, lays in a private room under heavy security. Sheila, to a nurse. I want to see Ridge, or Brooke, or both. When no one comes, she laughs. Sheila, they think I'm done, they always do. But her smirk fades when she looks down at her bandaged arm. The damage is real. She's been shot, by family. And now she has a choice. Stay silent and live, or talk and destroy everything. Unbeknownst to her, a journalist from a gossip tabloid lurks in the hallway, ready to publish a story that could rock the Forrester empire to its foundation. One death confirmed. On the third floor of the hospital, alarms go off in OR3. Lee and Bridget rush back inside. It's not Liam, it's not Luna. It's someone else. A monitor flatlines. And though we won't reveal the identity yet, let's just say their death will change everything. A legacy ends. A power shift begins. What comes next? With the dust barely settled, secrets buried for years begin to surface. Finn finds a vial of oxycodone hidden in Grace's locker, with Liam's name on it. Brooke makes a decision to leave Los Angeles, and maybe Ridge, behind. Taylor watches as the man she thought loved her begins to drift emotionally, again. RJ makes a promise to Luna's unconscious body. When you wake up, I'm going to tell you everything. I'm not running anymore, pal. But someone is watching from the shadows. Someone who doesn't want Luna to wake up at all. Sometimes, when you run from something, you're actually running toward the truth. For Brooke Logan, that truth has always been Ridge Forrester. For decades, their love has been tested by time, betrayal, marriage, children, and the inevitable pull of destiny. And yet, here she is again, suitcase in hand, standing before a private jet bound for Florence, Italy, unsure whether she's escaping Ridge or chasing what remains between them. A farewell with no goodbye. The morning of her flight is quiet. No dramatic send-off, no final tearful plea. Only the steady hum of her thoughts and the soft knock of Hope Logan on her bedroom door. Hope, you sure about this, Mom? Brooke, softly. I'm not sure about anything anymore, except that I need distance from all of it. Hope, or from him? Brooke doesn't answer, she just smiles. But in her heart, the answer is clear. She's not leaving Ridge behind. She's giving him a chance to follow. Across the ocean, into the past. Italy welcomes her with open arms. The city is warm, buzzing with life. The Amalfi Coast glistens in the sunlight. Every corner of Florence whispers memories, stolen kisses, shared wine, promises once broken but never forgotten. At her villa overlooking the sea, Brooke reconnects with Nick Marone, her old flame, now a respected architect working on a restoration project nearby. Their reunion is warm but restrained. Nick senses that she's not just here for culture or comfort. Nick, still trying to outrun Ridge? Brooke, I'm not running, just remembering who I am without him. Nick smiling. Good luck with that. Over dinners under candlelight, they laugh. Talk about their kids, their careers, their regrets. But always the name Ridge lingers unspoken between them, like a ghost refusing to let go. Back in LA, Taylor feels the shift. While Brooke seeks clarity in Italy, Taylor Hayes feels the unraveling begin. Ridge has grown distant, distracted. He avoids conversations, stares out windows longer than usual. His engagement ring sits heavy on his finger, as if reminding him of a promise he no longer knows how to keep. Taylor, you haven't said her name in days, but I know you're thinking about her. Ridge, it's not about Brooke. Taylor, that's the thing with Brooke, it's always about Brooke, even when it's not. Their engagement had once felt like closure, a final chapter in a love triangle that spanned generations. But now it feels like a placeholder for something Ridge hasn't let go of. And Taylor knows, deep down she always has. Flight plans and regret. Midway through the week, Ridge books a flight. He tells no one, just packs a small bag, finds his passport, and leaves a short note for Taylor. I need to see something through. I'll explain when I'm back. But she doesn't wait. Taylor boards a flight of her own. This time to Aspen, the place where her heart once healed. Or tried to. As she stares out the window of the plane, a tear slips down her cheek. Taylor to herself. You win, Brooke, you always do. Rainfall and revelation. Back in Florence, the sky opens up. A sudden summer storm blankets the city. Brooke, caught outside near the water's edge, rushes for cover, but slips. Her foot catches on the slick cobblestone. She stumbles. And just before she falls, strong arms catch her. She looks up. It's Ridge. Soaking wet, breathless, eyes locked on hers like they haven't in years. Brooke stunned. What are you doing here? Ridge, realizing I've made the same mistake too many times. She blinks away tears, rain or emotion, even she's not sure. Ridge, it's always been you, Logan. It always will be. And there, under the pouring rain, they kiss. Not like two lovers rekindling an old flame, but like two souls finally surrendering to what they've known all along. The ripple effects. Their reunion doesn't just affect them. Eric Forrester, also in Italy for a business summit, finds out and delivers a subtle warning. Eric, don't hurt Taylor more than you already have. Be sure. Ridge, I am. Meanwhile, in LA, Hope receives a call from her mother. She smiles but says nothing. Later, when Thomas asks what's new, she just replies, Hope, everything's exactly how it should be. And Taylor, walking alone through Aspen's trails, stops to look at her phone. No messages, no missed calls. Taylor, softly. So that's how the story ends. But maybe for Taylor, a new story is just beginning. A destiny fulfilled or delayed again? Brooke and Ridge return to the villa, soaked and smiling. They spend the night talking, not about the past, but about the future. Brooke, I don't want to lose myself again. I won't. Ridge, then we find each other, together. They toast with wine as the storm clears. Outside, the stars return. And for the first time in a long time, Brooke doesn't feel like she's chasing Ridge. She feels like he's finally chosen her. Morning breaks over Los Angeles, but for many, the sun brings no warmth, only consequences. The city stirs uneasily. Hospital monitors beep steadily. Security guards shift restlessly outside ICU rooms. And within those sterile walls, secrets are being buried deeper than ever. One patient is dead. Another is waking up. And someone is about to be exposed. Luna wakes up, but not alone. After days in a medically induced coma, Luna Nozawa stirs. Her eyes flutter open. Lights, a heart monitor, and then R.J. Forrester, asleep in a chair beside her bed, his hand gently wrapped around hers. Luna weakly, R.J.? R.J. startled, overwhelmed. You're awake, oh my God, Luna. Tears spill freely as he leans in, placing a kiss on her forehead. Luna, what happened? You're safe now, that's all that matters. But it's not all that matters, not by a long shot, because Luna's memory returns slowly, and with it, the full horror of that night. Sheila's rage, the struggle, the gun, the moment her finger slipped, and a flash of movement behind her, a third person, the final shot. The death revealed. Elsewhere in the hospital, a quiet memorial is held. No cameras, no press, just a few family members and a closed casket. The person who died? Sheila Sharp. Though alive initially, she coded hours after surgery. The hospital says it was a complication from blood loss, but Finn doesn't buy it. He reviews the records again, a spike in vitals before a sudden crash. No CPR attempt logged, no code blue called. And when he confronts Dr. Grace Buckingham, her face hardens. Finn, you were there, you let her die. Grace, she was a danger to everyone. Finn, you don't get to play executioner. Grace, and yet someone had to. Sheila is gone, but Grace's sins are only beginning to surface. Lee's investigation, the trap tightens. Dr. Lee Finnegan has been patient, methodical, watching. She's finally ready to expose Grace, and she brings receipts. Altered MRI scans of Liam, forged prescriptions for sedatives, a log of late-night entries into restricted drug lockers. With this evidence, she corners Grace in the hallway. Lee, you violated everything this hospital stands for. Grace, I protected my daughter. Lee, this was never about Luna. That's when Grace folds. She confesses the full truth. She was approached months ago by a mysterious investor, one who promised a deal to help Reese Buckingham get early release in exchange for manipulating Liam's condition and ensuring Sheila's death. And she took it. Grace sobbing. I thought I could fix it. I thought, if I helped them, I could protect my family. Lee doesn't call security, not yet. Instead, she makes one call to Ridge Forrester, still in Italy. Lee, you need to come home. Everything's about to blow open. Luna's choice, tell or stay silent. Meanwhile, Luna is left with a decision. She remembers the third gunshot. She remembers who was there. It wasn't Sheila, it wasn't Liam, it wasn't even Grace. It was Poppy Nozawa, her own mother. Flashback. Poppy emerges from the shadows during the struggle. She sees Sheila on the floor, sees Liam wounded. And when Luna reaches for the dropped gun to hide it, Poppy picks it up and fires the final shot. Cold, calculated, a shot to the chest. She does it for Luna, for herself, for the life they've both tried so hard to rebuild. Back to present. Luna to RJ. There's something I need to tell you, but I don't know if I should. RJ, whatever it is, we'll face it together. But will they? The price of love. Taylor Hayes returns to LA quietly. No press, no announcement. Just a woman carrying the weight of being left behind, again. She packs up her office at Forrester International, leaves a letter for Ridge. I won't wait for you this time. I love you, but I finally love myself more. Her final stop? A park bench, watching children play. A metaphor for the innocence she lost chasing a man who never truly chose her. And yet for Taylor, this isn't an ending. It's a rebirth. Brooke and Ridge, together again. Brooke and Ridge return from Italy arm in arm. They don't hide, they don't apologize. But they do acknowledge the pain caused. Ridge, to Hope, Thomas, Steffi. This time, we're not asking for permission or approval. We're just done pretending. Not everyone welcomes them back. Some are skeptical, but most just relieved to have clarity. Because love, when it's honest, doesn't need justification. Final scene. One door closes, another opens. In the final moments of the preview, we cut to a dark alley. A man steps out of a car, lights a cigarette. His face? Reese Buckingham. Smiling, watching, waiting. Reese to his driver. Now, let's begin. Epilogue. Hello and goodbye. As the bold and the beautiful moves through these next 3 weeks, we see a tapestry of choices. Some tragic, some redemptive, all unforgettable. One life lost, Sheila. One secret kept, Poppy's truth. One love wreck, Indlead, Brooke and Ridge. One woman reborn, Taylor. And one villain quietly waiting, Reese. No one escapes unchanged. Because in this world of beauty, only the bold survive. Thank you for reading. If you enjoyed this deep preview, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more drama-filled updates from the bold and the beautiful. What do you think Poppy will do next? Will Luna betray her mother or protect her at all costs? Stay tuned. Hello and goodbye.